Hello everyone, welcome you to the 12th lecture of Applied Thermodynamics subject. Today's topic is refrigerants. So first of all, the meaning of the word refrigerants are used as a working substances in the refrigeration system. It means that it is, or you can say they are widely used in the case of refrigeration system. So how they works, let's understand. So here is a inside the refrigerator space, or you can say the required space in which we have to maintain the below atmospheric temperature. Here is a required space, or you can say inside the refrigerator space, and here is a atmosphere. So now our aim is to maintain the temperature inside the required space is below the atmospheric temperature. So how can we achieve this? So first of all, here you can see when we supply some amount of heat to the system, then you can see the value of temperature of the system which gets increased. Similarly, when some amount of heat which gets rejected from the system, its value of the system temperature which gets decreased. So here similarly, so if you want to find out, or you can see if you do the refrigeration system temperature below the atmospheric temperature, then it must be some amount of heat which gets rejected from the required space to the atmosphere. And here you can see then and then only the value of inside temperature which is maintained at the lower than the atmospheric temperature. It means that we have to continuously extract the heat from the required space and send it to the atmosphere, so that we can maintain the below atmospheric temperature inside the required space. So here for that, refrigerant works as a medium for that. It means that the function of the refrigerant is to absorb the heat from the required space. So here is the refrigerant. So function of the refrigerant is to absorb the heat from the required space and send that same amount of heat to the atmosphere. So here you can see refrigerant is works as a medium who absorb the heat from the required space and send it to the atmospheric air. So here you can see the refrigerant are used as a working substance in the refrigeration system. So it is a heat carrying medium. So here you can see it is the heat carrying medium which absorbs the heat at the lower temperature and also the low pressure from the space, or you can say the products being cooled, and rejects the heat at the high temperature, and also having the high high amount of pressure to the atmosphere. So here you can see the basically function of the refrigerant is to absorb the heat from the required space and send it to the atmosphere. So here first of all the value of temperature is lower in the case of required space, and here you can see the value of atmospheric temperature which gets higher. So here you can see which can absorb the heat from the lower temperature and send it to the atmosphere at the value of temperature is high. So a very large number of substances are available which can be used as a refrigerant. So but in fact there is always a unique refrigerant which is available, which is most suited for the given application and also for the given system. So here you can see how can the refrigerant which can absorb the heat from the required space and which can send the same amount of heat to the atmosphere. For that we must have to understand the VCRS system, or you can say vapor compression refrigeration system, to understand how this refrigerant which can absorb the heat from the required space and send the same amount of heat to the atmosphere. So here is the VCRS system, or you can say vapor compression refrigeration system, in which these refrigerants are widely used as a working medium, or you can say the carrying medium, or you can say the working substance. The choice of the refrigerant which can be made based upon their thermodynamic, physical, chemical, practical, ecological and the economic consideration. So here you can see the choice which based on the so many factors, and here you can see the natural ice and a mixture of ice and salt were the first refrigerant which were used in many years ago. So in the case of 1834, the ether, ammonia, sulfur dioxide, methyl chloride and carbon dioxide came into use as the refrigerants in the compression cycle refrigeration machines, or you can say the VCRS cycles. Most of the early refrigerating materials have been discarded for the safety reasons, or you can say the lack of a chemical, or you can say the lack of thermal stability. So now, in a nowadays, or you can say in the case of a now situation, or in the case of current situation, many new refrigerants, which including the halocarbon compounds, are used for the air conditioning and also for the refrigerant applications. So here is the classification of the refrigerations. The first one is based upon the working principle. The refrigerant may be classified into the mainly two groups. The first group is the primary refrigerant and the second one is the secondary refrigerant. So here you can see the refrigerant which are classified into the two different groups. The first group is for the case of first group which is given as the primary refrigerant, and here is the second group which is given as the secondary refrigerant. So now let's understand what is this first type of refrigerant and what is the second type of refrigerants. So first of all, what are the primary refrigerants? So they are the substances that produce the refrigerating effect by absorbing the latent heat of evaporation at low temperatures and also having the low value of pressures. So they are used when to have the refrigerating effect by absorbing the latent heat of evaporation at the low temperatures and you can say very low amount of pressures inside the required space. So they directly take part in the refrigeration system and go through the cyclic process of condensation and evaporation. For an example, water, ammonia, Hc indicates the hydrocarbons and CFCs indicates the chlorofluorocarbons, etc. So here you can see, as earlier we have discussed, that the function of the any type of a refrigerant is to absorb the heat from the required space. So absorb the heat from the required space and send the same amount of heat to the atmosphere. So all the types of refrigerants who absorb some amount of heat from the required space and send it to the atmosphere is known as the primary refrigerants. So here in the case of a primary, refrigerants are further classified into the following four types of groups. Here is the first group, which is the halocarbon, or you can say the organic refrigerants. Here is the second group, or you can say the azeotrope refrigerants. Here is the third one, which is the inorganic refrigerant. Here is the fourth one, which is the hydrocarbon refrigerant. So here you can see which are further classified into the four different groups. First one is the halocarbon, or you can say the organic refrigerants. Second one is the azeotropic. Third one is the inorganic, and fourth one is the hydrocarbon refrigerants. Here are some other cases, which is the secondary refrigerants. So these are the substances that are first cooled by the help of primary refrigerants in the refrigeration system, and then transported to the we can see for the refrigerating effect at the location away from the refrigeration plant. So here you can see, first of all, say here is the required space, and here is the atmosphere, or you can say, first of all, here is the first type of refrigerant, or you can say the primary refrigerants. So here you can see, according to the VCRS system, this value of PR, we can say primary refrigerant, we can say first of all by operating the VCRS cycle, the value of temperature of this primary refrigerant which gets decreased, and the same amount of temperature, we can say the same amount of heat which get to the secondary refrigerant. So here you can see the secondary refrigerant which gets cooled with the help of this first type of refrigerant. So here you can see in the case of secondary refrigerant, they are cooled with the help of the first type of refrigerant, or you can say the primary refrigerant, and here you can see the value of PR which gets cooled with the help of this VCRS cycle or the VCRS process. So first here from the VCRS, the primary refrigerant which gets cooled, and after that with the help of this PR, this secondary refrigerant which gets cooled. So they are the substances that are first cooled by the first type of refrigerant, or you can say the primary refrigerant in the refrigeration system, and then after that they are transported to the secondary refrigerant to having the refrigerating effect, and they do not go through the cyclic process of condensation and evaporation, because they are not flowing inside the VCRS cycle. So it means that they do not go through the cyclic process of condensation, or you can say the evaporation in the refrigeration system. And here you can see the secondary refrigerants are also known as under the name of the, you can say, brines or the antifreezes. So it is also sometimes called as the brines, or you can say the antifreezes. So of course, if the operating temperatures are above the 0 degrees Celsius, then the pure water which also can be used as a secondary refrigerant. So here we can see if the operating temperature inside the required space is above the 0 degrees Celsius, then you can use the pure water as a secondary refrigerant. So here for an example, in a large air conditioning system, you can use the pure water as a secondary refrigerant. But when the value of inside temperature, or you can say the when the value of required temperature is lower than the 0 degree, then we cannot use the water because it gets freeze. So here you can see the antifreezes, or you can say brine, are used when the refrigeration is required at the sub-zero temperatures, or you can say when the value of inside temperature is less than 0 degree Celsius. Then we must have to use the antifreezes, or you can use also the brines. So here an important property of a secondary refrigerant is its freezing point, and here generally the freezing point of a brine will be the lower than the freezing point of its constituents. And also the temperatures at which freezing of a brine which takes place, it depends on its concentration with water. So here you can see the brine which also soluble in the water. So here you can see generally you can see brine and also the water particle which gets mixed, and you can get the secondary refrigerant which is known as the brine solution. Here you can see the value of concentration at which a lowest temperature which can be reached without the solidification is called as the eutectic point. So here you can see when the concentration at which a lowest temperature which can be reached without the solidification of the secondary refrigerant is called the eutectic point of the secondary refrigerant. So here you can see the commonly used secondary refrigerants are the solutions of water and ethylene glycol, and also the propylene glycol, or you can say the calcium chloride. And also these solutions are known under the general name of brine. So here you can see all are these solutions which are made is known as the brines, or you can say the solution whatever they are made for the as the use of the secondary refrigerants are known as the brines. For an example, the Here you can see, here are the various examples like a chilled water, then you can say the brines and a glycol, etc. So these all are known as the brines. So it is widely used in the case of ice plant. Here you can see when ice plant is operated, and generally inside this ice plant you can use these secondary types of refrigerant, or you can say when you have to place your system to the another space, so it is also sometimes required to help this, or you can say to get help from this secondary refrigerant, because in the case of ice plant it's widely used this type of secondary refrigerants. So here are some questions for you. Define and explain the refrigerant and explain primary and secondary refrigerants in detail. You have to solve both these questions and send it to Google Classroom.